Welcome to the Lucidist podcast, where I explore everything because I believe everything is connected to everything else. Also because I believe in the infinite, unbounded potential within each of us. Today, I'm diving deep into that infinite, unbounded potential, namely by sharing a letter I wrote to my nervous system recently. And let's just see. We'll go from there. Let's dive in. Dear nervous system, you've been triggering quite regularly for about 15 years now. I feel like you're trying to be Old Faithful at Yellowstone, always going off to make a show of what you can do. And it's quite remarkable, very powerful, and a great show, really. Unless you're the show, the one inside, feeling all the feels, being hijacked, unable to live in order to what? Get attention, sabotage growth, stay safe, find the bad guy? Or has this just become habit? It's not even anything anymore, it's just habit. We go off like Old Faithful and we blame whatever is going on at the time. It doesn't even matter anymore. We use anything as an excuse. We can sell any story to ourselves as worthy of triggering because once we are triggered, we believe every story we tell, no matter how far-fetched or ridiculous. When we are triggered, we believe whatever we think of. Well, my dear Old Faithful nervous system, I'm done. I'm not sure what it's going to take to end this cycle, this habit, this whatever, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to find the answer eventually and maybe quickly, and I'll do it. Yes, we will be normal again. I remember being normal, boring, no show, no drama, no trauma, no big reactions, no victim, no survivor, no nothing, just normal day to day to day. Maybe we'll be forgotten and boring. Totally. Is it worth it? Absolutely. So, this is my breakup letter. My letting you go, my saying goodbye, my no longer taking you seriously. Trigger away. I'm done. You may control the show, but I don't have to believe it. I don't have to engage with it. I don't have to let it control my life. Because what I know is that when you trigger, just like Old Faithful, you blow yourself out rather quickly. Maybe a few hours, perhaps half a day, perhaps a whole night. But then you're spent and I get to be me again. And instead of fearing another trigger or thinking I need to rest before the next one, I'm going to use that time to live, to focus on my things, my growth. I can live and grow even as you trigger away. I used to think you had to stop triggering in order for me to live and grow. Now I realize you can do what you do, and I can do what I do. I am not you. I am not the triggered one. That's a byproduct of the past, and I've confused it with me. Instead, you need some sorting out. And there are options. You can simply stop and rest. Maybe find a new way to engage, to use all of that energy in a steady, useful way. You can integrate and support what I'm doing. You can quit altogether and do nothing and see what happens when you don't do what you've been doing. See if life shows you some interesting possibilities. You can keep doing what you've been doing, but you may be disappointed. The results are not going to be the same. You can already see how I'm not buying into your stories, how I'm quickly moving on, how I'm less reactive and less responsive to your trigger I'm choosing instead to let you burn yourself out. I'm more patient and I wait. I'm no longer a moth to your flame. So what will you do? I invite you to be creative and curious and symbiotic. Symbiotic. Let's work together in ways we never have and never imagined. Let's use the powerful force that you harness and the vast awareness that I am, and let's create a system that does amazing things, that grows and builds, transforms, learns, shares, becomes. I am dying to live again and again. And as my mom said, take my hand, we go soon. So this is a letter I wrote to my nervous system because I had a huge trigger last night. And it's just becoming more and more clear to me. I used to think like I lived the life of Job because it was like curse after curse after curse came up. And I'm starting to realize, okay, yes, there are some hard things in my life. But at the same time, things happen in my life that other people would just blow past, breeze through, not even notice, but they trigger me. And so they become like terrible events because I am triggered by them, because I am so reactive, that because I am so, whatever. So I'm realizing that part of what I thought was kind of this hard cursed life is just my responses to life. Okay, can I control my nervous system? I can do some things, but there are definitely times where something happens and my nervous system is gone. It's like Old Faithful. It blew before I even knew what was going on, and off it goes. So when it went off last night, and it was, oh my gosh, I believe when it goes off, once I'm in that triggered state, I believe everything it tells me. So it starts telling me all these things, and I start to believe it, and then I'm like, some part of me was like, this is ridiculous. I know you feel like it's true, and I know it's like this incredible, powerful force that's like got a hold of you, and you're totally hijacked, and you can barely think straight, and you obviously can't sleep. I was awake till 4 a.m, did not sleep last night. And all the stories it's telling me, like giving me a million different, I have to say, my mind is just brilliant. I mean, the creativity is really vast and enormous. I'm so proud. It's just amazing. But at the same time, it's being used in the most worthless ways. We're just like, it's not helpful at all. We're not getting any productivity out of this. So we're spending all of this energy being incredibly creative with stories that are just ridiculous. Like they're not, let's put this toward writing a story that I actually want to write and share. So I did notice last night I was less, that it was all still happening. The process was still happening, but I was just sort of, I was bored isn't quite the right word, but I was bored of it, and I was just done with it. And I was like, I don't really believe you. I mean, I know that I am believing you, and at the same time, I realize I don't really believe you, and I'm just waiting for you to end. So it was like watching Old Faithful blow, and it's kind of like you're too close, and it's burning you, and you realize you can't get away, but at the same time, you're like, I know that you're going to burn yourself out. And so I'm going to stand here, and as soon as you do, I'm going to go back to living my life. That is a huge shift for me. And I did do it this morning. Like I got up and I went back to living my life. And part of me in the past, it would have been like, oh, we need to recover from this. And, I just have to like prepare for the next one. And I was like, no, I'm not going to recover from it. If my nervous system got all triggered and went haywire and did its funky thing, okay, well, I'm now going to live my life in my untriggered state. And when it chooses to go again, it will go again, and it will do its thing again. And so something is changing. And there's just such a different relationship with my nervous system. I love it. I can't wait until it like finds a healthy place to engage with me. In the meantime, I'm not gonna be not gonna I'm gonna do my best not to engage with my nervous system when it's like that, and wait until it sort of, I think it will truly sort of really get disappointed. That's honestly how I feel. It's gonna be like, damn, like she's not responding to me the way I want. She's not getting, and so maybe it'll be like, okay, well, if I put all of this energy into helping her write her book and helping her do these things she really wants to do, she will give me a lot of attention, and I will. Like if my nervous system wants to get behind me in some things that actually have meaning in my life, because I'm just no longer interested in being triggered all the time, and there's always a reason. You know, my nervous, it can always come up with a good reason why it should be triggered in that moment. And I just don't care. I don't even care if it's a valid reason anymore. I may sound a little extreme. I just don't care. So this will be interesting. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm going to start up on some EMDR again with my therapist. We'll see how that plays out. But I think a big part of this will just be living day to day, and when my nervous system chooses to get triggered, and I'm going to like believe it. I mean, I'm not going to, it is a very powerful force, but there is some part of me that's kind of leaning back, having a good chuckle about, yeah, here it goes again, and be like, okay, let's see how long it lasts, because that's the thing that I really know now, is that it must burn itself out. And so I just wait it out, and then when it's done and I can sort of like, it's done, it can only hijack me for so long, and when I get myself back, I'm just going to keep living. I just think it's going to change. So anyone out there that has an easily triggered nervous system, maybe write a letter, maybe make your statement, and let's try this. Let's see if, you know, through our commitments to ourselves in a different life, and, you know, speaking to the different energies of whatever this being is, we can begin to harness that infinite, unbounded potential within each of us, starting with aligning our nervous system in you know, productive, useful ways. So here goes. Wish me luck and have a beautiful day.